Sure. Trying to reconnect. Okay. Welcome. We were having a little bit of trouble with Wi-Fi there. I'm Representative Wendy Horman. This is Senator Kevin Cook. We both represent District 32, and we both serve on the Joint Finance and Appropriation Committee. So this is Money Monday.
Money Monday. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And please feel free, if you've got some questions, comments, text them, put them on here, and we'll try to answer it as we go. It's been a busy week. We'll see how this goes today.
It's Monday at 5, and it feels like it's Friday at 5, honestly. Today was very jam-packed. Part of the reason for that is we have moved now from budget hearings, where we're listening to the agencies, the state agencies, education, transportation, health and welfare, corrections, talk to us about what they need in their budget and why. Last week, we started into budget setting, where we take all that information we listened to, and we said, okay, here's your budget. And we passed that off the floor in JFAC.
And we have lots of questions, but this time these are questions that legislators are having to the motion maker and to the budget analyst, and every once in a while we call up the agent, the director of the agent, to come back up and ask questions, but we're ready to set it. We've got the ink is dried on the paper, like, okay, this is what we want, and every once in a while we change that on the fly. I think we did that today.
We did that today.
And so it happens, but it is a busy time.
And the reason we did that today was that new information came to light. Typically, we do not invite, the agencies already have their chance to give us their pitch. And so we don't typically give them the mic during budget setting. They have their chance during budget hearings. But today, new information came to light, and it was important that someone from the Department of Health and Welfare come forward to respond to this new information. So sometimes you can just never predict how a budget's gonna go.
But it has been it's been an interesting year. This is my third year. I think you've been here.
This will be my ninth year at JFAC.
It's my third year, and this has been a very interesting year where lots of questions are allowed and are being asked, and research behind the scenes and coming back, and I just think we're doing a much better job. I hope, anyway. I think we're being wise with your money. We're taking good care of it. Now, you might argue that, but we are trying. We're a bigger effort, I think, this year than you've ever seen, at least in my opinion.
The co-chairs, Senator Groh is the co-chair on the Senate side. I'm the chair of House Appropriations, and jointly we agree that these are your dollars, and they have been entrusted to us to use wisely. And we want to make sure that legislators can ask all the questions they need to make sure that no funds are being wasted, and they're not being spent in ways that don't provide beneficial use for citizens. If it's money just to spend, we're not okay with that. So Senator Cook's done a great job of asking questions. Truly, I'm serious about that, to make sure that monies are not being wasted. So that's a big piece of it.
It's kind of fun.
Well, and that actually fits right into this thing in the budgets. This year, we've added new language around accountability. Sometimes agencies can get in a habit of paying attention while the legislature's in town, and then maybe
not on purpose. Sometimes, I think their heart is in the right place. They are just doing their darndest and driving, but sometimes it gets lost, and this is a good thing.
We need to make sure that they're using those funds for the reasons that they were asked for, and so we've got these accountability reports where, I think I might have talked about this the week you weren't here, about the accountability language.
Yeah, you might have.
But we're adding, you're seeing now, not just talking about it, actually putting it into the budgets, and that's to help agencies remember the same thing that is important to us, and that these are your dollars and we expect them to be used efficiently and effectively.
Yeah.
So today was a big day in that we had the very first budget come off of a floor. So the way the process works, the 6 weeks of hearings, 3 weeks of budget setting, we're 1 week into that now, and we passed these motion sheets in committee, I thought there would be one in here. I'm not seeing the motion sheet. Anyway, we passed these motion sheets and they turn into a bill and they go into this folder. And so today on the House floor, the very first budget bill moved off the floor with only one no vote. And so we'll take it. So we've started our work.
Thinking another cool thing, so blue goes to the House, and then it will come to us. And I got, according to the secretary, they gave me a yellow one. It was the very first one of the Senate, so I have the first budget on the Senate floor. We haven't heard that yet. I think it'll probably be this week sometime. But so things are rolling. So
yeah,
it's exciting.
We have a green sheet. We affectionately call it. It's technically called the General Fund Budget Update. But what it does is it shows proposed actions for the current year budget and next year's budget. And then as we take action, you can find this online. In fact, if you just Google General Fund Budget Update, Idaho, JFAC, JFAC, it would probably find this link for you. We'll have to try that and see if that happens. So you can see the actions that we're taking right here. So for example, as of today, well, not including today, because this hasn't been updated to include today's. We have appropriated $105 million for budgets, a health education budget, Department of Juvenile Corrections, so the facility in St. Anthony, this is the budget where that is, Veteran Services, Commission on Aging and for the Blind, the Military Division, the Office of Species Conservation, the STEM Action Center, and the Board of Tax Appeals. So those are some of the budgets that we have taken action on. And by 2 weeks from this Monday, we're going to come here, and this whole thing is going to be full because we will have set all the budgets. I'm getting a lot of questions like, are you sure you're going to be out of here or have your work done by the 24th?
Yes.
It's not going to be JFAC if we're not.
That's right. We'll get our stuff done. But this green sheet that Representative Harlan was showing, this is a very interesting thing. As we start passing things, they'll update it. You'll get the bottom line, and we already know how much we are hoping to have in the checkbook when we leave here. And so we're watching that as we start filling things up. And last, I guess it was Friday, kind of pulled some of us back in together and said, hey guys, I think we're spending too fast, be careful, we've still got lots of big bills out there. And so it was just a message to keep it down. Yeah, so it's a good thing, but yeah, it's exciting.
Do you want to talk about our agenda tomorrow?
Yes, so tomorrow, and again, you can jump online and see this. If you want to see your money in action, jump online and you'll listen to us on JFAC. It starts at 8 a.m. or you can go to the recording and go look at it now. But tomorrow we have the Lieutenant Governor's budget. We'll be working with that. The Secretary of State, their budget, and they've got a supplemental. The State Controller. Speaking of the State Controller, they've got a lot of money there, but it's for Transparency Idaho, and it is worth it.
I talked about that also the week you were gone. Transparent.idaho.gov. If you want to see any state expenditure, transparency.idaho.gov. And if you want to see local spending, so school districts, counties, and cities. Counties have the most built-out websites so far. That's localtransparency.idaho.gov.
It's crazy because we often think I have no idea where our money's going to. Well, the State Controller's Office have given you that. It's there. Got the State Treasurer, that's coming up. Parks and Recreation, that's a lot of money in that one, but it's mostly self-funded that they do. And so I'm excited about some of the things that they're proposing there. The Board of Land Commissioners, Department of Lands, I believe that's like your wildfires, right? Mm-hmm. We're doing there. Let's see, seasonal staff housing at
Kamiyai, as they say up there.
Yeah, and then the Department of Fish and Game. And so we've got a full agenda tomorrow. And so again, those motions we made, and it's kind of interesting though, when we start doing the budgets, we actually start at 7:15. So we go upstairs, and it's a public meeting, but we sit around and we talk about the motions and the budgets. We make sure we know everybody's on board. There's no surprises. We find out who's going to make the motion, who's going to do the second. And after we've got all of that, then we go downstairs and we hope it's all runs smooth.
And it did. We had to go at ease a couple of times today, but again, new information came to light, and so we put the committee at ease, get up to speed, and make sure we're doing things. We'd rather do things right than fast, and I think we're doing both of those, actually.
I think so. It's busy, but it's good. I think we're doing it at a good speed. So
we're going to try and do this again next Friday. The House is going to start doing afternoon sessions this week as our calendars are starting to fill up. We should talk really fast about the dinosaur thing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So I missed all of JFAC. Well, I got here just as I put the gavel down and said the meeting's over. So I went downstairs in the Senate State Affairs Committee and presented a bill that most people would laugh at. Like, why are you spending time with that? And the real reason is because we had a bunch of fourth graders that wanted a state dinosaur. And, we get lobbied a lot by lobbyists, but that was the first I ever got lobbied by a fourth grader, and it was awesome. So they wrote us a whole packet of letters, handwritten in their very best handwriting, and really good letters too.
Did a lot of research, met with a paleontologist from Idaho State University, found that there's dinosaur fossils in Idaho. And so we'll see how that progresses, but it was the White Pine Charter School originally that invited us in. And I think that teacher moved to Yukon Elementary now.
I think so. And there was another elementary from Rigby that did the same thing this year. And so it's kind of growing. And then this Dr. whatever his name
Dr.
is.
K.
Dr. K. He's been traveling around. We've got public TV involved, the Department of Commerce, Department of Education, STEM, Secretary of State. So it's kind of growing here in the capital and back in southeast Idaho. So we will have a state dinosaur. What's the name of it? It is Eryctodromeus. It's close.
I like you can say it.
Anyway, look forward to that. You'll see a lot of that coming. We're going to make that big time. We're going to get some fourth graders really, really excited about civic and how the government works. And so this will be a great educational forum.
That's happening also on an advanced opportunities bill I'm running tomorrow. Found out about this from 3 Rigby High School students that did a senior project on the Advanced Opportunity Program, which is a program that gives students money to spend on dual credits so they can get an associate's degree or college credits in high school. What they found out was that it's about $500 short of them actually being able to get an associate's degree.
Wow.
So we did a Zoom call, Senator Lent and I did with them. We met one of their dads on a plane. Those girls are actually driving here today for a hearing tomorrow morning to change the law based on what we learned from these students. And so students can have an impact on legislation and the civic process in very positive ways. So shout out to all the students who have reached out to us on these issues.
And they should have a voice too, so it's good. I think you might have a question.
I have a question on there.
See, always great to hear from our own reps. Thanks for doing this, Representative Wendy Horman and Senator Kevin Cook. Well, thank you. That comes from Nick. Thanks, Nick. You're awesome. All right. Well,
I think that does it for today.
I think we're done. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Monday unless we're in session.
Unless we're in session.
Okay. See ya.
Thanks.